Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for coming. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Erin Davis. I'm the director of Janesville Mobilizing for Change. Janesville Mobilizing for Change is a prevention agency, and what our focus is to work on preventing alcohol use and drug use in youth. So most of our activities do take place in the school. We also have a number of different grants that work on the opiate crisis that is currently going through our nation. We have a Rock County grant for that, and then we also have our Office of Women's Health grant, which works on systems change and trying to reduce trauma, and a grant that focuses on youth mental health and youth mental health first aid. So thank you for coming today. We were hoping to have a bigger crowd earlier so that we could hand out yard signs for our Parents Who Lose the Most campaign that we're launching. To that end, I am going to talk a little bit about the bill that Governor Scott Walker signed in December, which makes it illegal to give a space for youth to drink alcohol. This is a bipartisan bill. It passed on voice votes in both houses, and it passed completely without dissent. So everybody in that vote agreed that it was not okay for adults to provide a place for teenagers to drink. The bill and the local ordinances that mirror it support the millions of Wisconsin families who struggle to raise alcohol and drug-free children. We know that particularly in Wisconsin, where we have a culture of drinking that is acceptable, it's harder to raise our children and keep them from using substances when they're so readily available. A separate law was needed because adults who provided a location for underage drinking, but not the alcohol, couldn't be held responsible in most situations. Social host laws are effective tools in our efforts to reduce underage drinking. Wisconsin's underage drinking rate dropped from 49% in 2005 to 33% in 2015. Along with alcohol age compliance checks and enthusiastic public education efforts, earlier social host ordinances played an important role in reducing youth access to alcohol. So we know from data in Janesville that as of 2016, only 3 out of 10 Janesville youth will drink within the last 30 days. We have some preliminary data back. It's not yet ready to put out there, but it's looking like at this point it's probably really only 2 out of 10 Janesville youth used within the last 30 days. So we're moving in the right direction. But we still do have those 2 out of 10 youth that are using, and we want to keep working on bringing that down to 0. Any adult who provides location for an underage individual to drink anywhere in Wisconsin is now open to a $500 citation. This is a law the entire community can support. There's no excuse for any adult to provide a location for youth to drink, and we thank you for coming out today and supporting that. If anybody is interested in taking a sign, afterwards you can speak to Jane and we can talk about how to get that into the yard of one of our local businesses that supports this project. Now, we would also like to basically show our appreciation for the individuals. We have 3 individuals in this room that have done a lot of work in the last several years to help our coalition really be the best that it can be. So each of the staff is going to come up here and they're going to present an individual that they've worked closely with, and we're going to present them with a Star Partner Award. So we're going to be starting with Jane. Thank you, Jane.
Hello, my name is Jane Golberg. I'm a project coordinator at JM4C. I work with the Drug-Free Communities Grant, and I'm proud to introduce Sergeant Erin Ellis for our first Star Partner Award. Sergeant Ellis has been involved in the LGBTQ Advisory Committee and has helped launch a survey to law enforcement to identify any training needs that the department needs in regards to LGBTQ youth. He has also implemented training video briefings to officers on LGBTQ issues, and he's also been an excellent resource to JM4C in terms of helping reduce underage drinking by coordinating extra patrols to officers to respond to underage drinking parties and complaints during prom and graduation. He is a great support to JM4C, and that is why Sergeant Ellis is receiving the Star Partner Award.
I was told I get to say a few things. I just want to thank JM4C for the support that you've given the police department. We couldn't do any of the things that you just mentioned without your help, whether it's giving us a grant, providing training. Shari's providing training to our officers starting tomorrow, which is very important to our in-service efforts. You know, and there's a lot of folks in here I know that are helping out with that. So we couldn't do a lot of the things that we're able to do for the community without JM4C. And you guys do a fantastic job. You're really the ones that deserve the awards here, okay? Thank you.
I'm Shari Faber, and I'm a project coordinator at JM4C, and I get the pleasure today of introducing Ann Lauritzen. She has been an amazing partner for Janesville Mobilizing for Change over the past year. She worked on the Youth Risk Behavior Survey Committee, and that's where we get all of the data that helps us understand what our youth are up to. She was also a member of the LGBTQ Advisory Committee. She's facilitated a school-wide survey to identify staff training needs around working with LGBTQ youth. She made sure that there's a GSA at each of the schools and holds meetings and trainings with the GSA advisors to help support them in their work. She's also been an important member of our Handle with Care committee. That's the program that we're going to be starting training tomorrow at the JPD, and she's been an amazing partner in working on that program with us. So she'll be working with training the schools and training law enforcement for our Handle with Care program. She's also been an important part of promoting trauma-informed and trauma-sensitive schools within Janesville, which is another piece of our Office of Women's Health grant. So we'd love to thank Ann for being such a great community partner for Janesville Mobilizing for Change.
I'd like to echo what Officer Ellis said, Sergeant Ellis. It's been a privilege to work with these ladies. I've learned so much. They've taught me so much. It's a humbling, actually beautiful experience to have teamed with them. I'm new to the community, and both JM4C and the school district have welcomed me with open arms to do this kind of work. I also want to extend and accept this on behalf of all of the GSA advisors and the adults who are in the school supporting our youth who are at risk. So I just want to say thank you for this opportunity, and I'm really privileged to be here.
Hi, I'm Kathy Comeau. I'm the project coordinator for the STOP Act grant, and I have the privilege of awarding the 2018 Star Youth Leader Award to Ashtin Lehman, a senior at Rock University High School. Ashtin has been involved with JM4C through our STOP Act activities for the past 2 years. Our STOP grant focuses on reducing substance use by supporting our LGBTQ youth and young adults in Janesville. When this grant first started last year, I went around to all the GSAs in the school. GSAs are Gender Sexuality Alliance clubs that we have in the middle and high schools in Janesville. And at these initial meetings that I had with the GSAs, I asked the GSA students what we needed to make the schools more welcoming. Ashtin attended one of these initial meetings and has continued to be involved in planning and implementing many of our STOP Act activities, including a series of presentations that we held here in the library. The library presentations were meant as a way to increase community understanding of LGBTQ individuals and issues affecting them. The topics that Ashtin and a few other GSA students presented at the library included a spectrum of gender and sexuality, prejudice, human rights, and bullying, and the influence of the Stonewall riots. These presentations were well planned and thoughtfully presented. Although the students had only agreed to do 3 presentations, once the presentations were completed, Ashtin continued to be involved. They attended the GSA leadership camp last summer and brought back ideas to enhance the GSA programs at their school. Ashtin continued to participate in planning meetings and has attended all of our GSA youth events, not only as a participant, but has also helped to teach some of the younger students the art of button making. Every time I've asked for volunteers or youth participation in activities, Ashtin has always been there to help. This kind of commitment and involvement is worthy of recognition. Therefore, we at Janesville Mobilizing for Change award Ashtin Lehman the Star Youth Leader Award for 2018.
Thank you so very much for presenting me with this award. I had a great time working with Kathy and JM4C, getting involved and educating the community. I plan on continuing to work with JM4C in order to make Janesville a more accepting place for LGBTQ youth. It was a very amazing time working with JM4C, and I want to continue doing that. Thank you.
All right, so thank you guys all for coming today. We would like to get a picture of Ann, Ashtin, and Erin all together. If you could just stick around for a couple more minutes. Again, have a wonderful day, and thank you all very much.